Now, the next race for the 2025 Formula One season was the Japanese Grand Prix. So, for the Japanese Grand Prix, Max Verstappen surprisingly put it on pole position in his Red Bull, while the McLarens had the faster car, but he managed to do it in qualifying. Okay, so during the race, he kept the lead into the turn 1 and 2 complex, and he drove a brilliant race. So his strategy that he used was, he didn't try and drive off here, he just tried to keep the McLarens within 2 seconds in front of them. He just kept them within 2 seconds, and he just controlled the race so they wouldn't have the DRS and he just tried to wear out their tires with the dirty air, and he managed to win the race. The only incident that was during the race was during the pit stop, the only pit stop of the race. Max Verstappen and Lando, they came in at the same time. Them coming in on the same time, so Max left the pits and then Lando left after. So Lando was not alongside, but he was really close. And then Max pushed him a little bit onto the grass. And then Lando was complaining on the radio. And then Max was also saying a few words on the radio. But the stewards looked at that incident and said, look, there's no further action for this incident. And in the end, Max Verstappen won the race. He won the Japanese Grand Prix, and then in second position was Lando Norris, and in third position was Max Verstappen. So that was the results of the Japanese Grand Prix, which was the third race of the 2025 Formula One season. So here, after the race, Lando was building up the points. So he built up some points from the Australian Grand Prix, the Chinese Grand Prix, and then the Japanese Grand Prix. So the Drivers' Championship standings after the Japanese Grand Prix was, in number 1 you had Lando Norris with 62 points, in number 2 you had Max Verstappen with 61 points, and in number 3 you had Oscar Piastri with 49 points. So Max was only 1 point behind Lando Norris after the third race of the season without even having the fastest car. And then you had Oscar Piastri, who was 13 points down on his teammate. So Oscar Piastri has some work to do after the Japanese Grand Prix. So that was the results and the championship standings after the Japanese Grand Prix. So here, Lando was building his championship, challenge, slowly but surely. And then, Piastri had to fight back. But Max was in the championship at this point of the season.